Good morning, my dear students. I welcome you all in this session. Today, we start with lesson number 4, SS. Name of the chapter is the Supreme Court. I already explained you in the last chapter that High Court, Supreme Court, Taluka district courts are there. Now, in this chapter, we will study about the Supreme Court. What does the work Supreme Court does? You can see over here the picture SC node for inviting global tenders to revive KGF mines sets aside the order of Ketka High Court. Judgments of the Supreme Court in the newspaper. It is the picture of the newspaper that watch which type of judgments are given by the Supreme Court. Here you must have noticed the significance of the courts. Let us discuss about the need of the courts. Law is required for the safety and welfare of the people. When any citizen or institution breaks any law, a specific process is followed to address the issue. There is a hierarchy of courts to impart justice in our country. It starts with the Taluka court as the lowest court, succeeded by the district court, the High Court and the Supreme Court. The judiciary is one of the most important organs of the government. Judiciary is kept independent from the legislature and the executive. You can see over here the picture of Supreme Court is given over here. What does independent judiciary means? Is there any relation between the courts in your village, city and the Supreme Court located in Delhi? You will get the answer of these questions in this chapter. What is the role of the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court is the highest among all the courts in the nation. It is the superpower, highest. Last judgment, final judgment is given by the Supreme Court. It came into existence on 20th January 1950. Very important point, children, that when did the Supreme Court came into existence? On 28th January in the year 1950. It holds the right of conferring the fundamental rights granted to us by the Constitution. Citizens have the right to file an appeal directly in the Supreme Court if any of his or her fundamental rights has been violated. Any citizen or institution can file a petition in the Supreme Court to avail justice in the view of public interest. This is known as PIL, public interest litigation. The Supreme Court interprets the Constitution and advises the President and the Parliament in the same regards. It also enjoys the power to review the judgment passed by any of the lower courts. If the lower court has given any judgment and it is not in favor or it is not to the proper point, then the Supreme Court has a right to change the judgment. The Supreme Court solves disputes between citizens and the government, between states and between the center and state. To understand this, let us study the Save Narmada movement of Gujarat. There was a protest against increasing the height of the Narmada Dam above 110 meters near Navagam. Environmentalist organizations and NGOs from Madhya Pradesh and other regions were fighting for the rights of the tribals who would lose their land and habitat forever due to this project. The Supreme Court passed a judgment on 8th March in 2006 to resolve this conflict between the two states. That was in between Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. It stated that in accordance with the rising population, it was necessary to carry out this project. There was a possibility of a positive development in the environment and benefits to all the living beings due to the Sardar Sarovar Yojana. The arid areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh would get water, and the expansion of the desert would be kept under control. These were the positive points to raise the height of the Narmada Dam. So the judgment was in favor of to raise the height of the dam. Proper rehabilitation of the tribals affected by this project should be given to the top priority, and hence their fundamental rights could be protected. You can see over here the Narmada Dam's picture is given. Why is judiciary independent? Imagine yourself into a situation where a powerful person captures the land belonging to your family, and you go to the court and get your property back, but the system is such that a powerful, influential person can remove or transfer a judge from his or her post. If the person is very powerful, then he can transfer that particular judge or the lawyer his post. In such a situation, the judge would favor the powerful person only. So if judiciary is deprived of freedom, if powerful, influential people can control the judiciary, there would be no impartial judgment. That is the reason why our constitution does not allow such kind of interference. That is why judiciary has been kept independent from legislature and executive. Thus, once the judges are appointed in the High Court and the Supreme Court, it becomes very difficult to expel them from their respective positions. If an individual feels that his or her fundamental right is violated, he or she can go to the court. Are the courts at various levels connected with one another? Yes, they are connected. To understand this, let's understand the procedure of filing a petition. If an individual finds the judgment given by the lower court not satisfactory, then he or she can file a petition in the upper court. I told you that if the judgment is not given properly in the district court or high court, then they can go and appeal to the Supreme Court, and that is the last judgment given by the Supreme Court. To understand this concept, let's discuss a case. There were few houses in the southern direction where Ratlam municipality had constructed road. Behind these houses was an old road leading to the government college. Near the junction of the old and the new municipality road ran an culvert of dirty water. Industries released dirty water infested with chemicals in this culvert. It had become the source of foul smell, and mosquitoes. Slum dwellers answered the natural calls by the sides of this culvert. But the health department had failed in controlling these mosquitoes. The residents had repeatedly written applications to remove the dirt around it, but the health department failed to take care of it. As a result, the residents appealed in the Taluka court, and the magistrate gave the verdict in the favor of the residents. You can see over here judgment by the Taluka court. What judgment was given by the Taluka? Municipality and the Town Improvement Trust have failed in their duty of maintaining cleanliness. Both the institutions are ordered to cleanse the place with immediate effect. This was the judgment given by the Taluka court. Within 15 days, the work of the closed drainage should be completed, was the order. Now, municipality challenged this verdict in the Ratlam district court. Judgment by the district court. Judgment of the Taluka court is declared to be unfair. See, now this was unfair. They have gone with the case in the district court, and the judgment given by the district court was that Taluka court has unfair judgment given. So the residents challenged the verdict of again they went to the high court. District court also failed. They went to the high court, sustained the verdict of the Taluka court, but added to the verdict. Now judgment by the high court. See what judgment is given by the high court. For a closed drainage system, 7 months time is given instead of 15 days. Taluka court's judgment was correct, but he has given, this court, High Court has given the extension of 7 months. The pit should be filled with soil to stop the water accumulation and mosquitoes breeding. All work should be completed within 2 years. Now the time has been expanded. Ratlam municipality was unhappy with the verdict, and so it moved to the, again this judgment was also not satisfactory by the municipality. So again they appealed in the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court sustained the judgment of the Taluka court and further ordered that, now see what was the judgment of the Supreme Court. Chemical and the dye plants which were responsible for the pollution should be closed with the joint effort of the municipality and the state government. Now see what Supreme Court has ordered, that this chemical and dye plant should be closed only. Judge giving out the judgment. You can see over here, final judgment was given by the Supreme Court. Can any citizen appeal in a court? We have learned that any citizen can appeal in a court for the protection of his or her fundamental rights. Yes, of course. But in reality, poor people find it very difficult to go to the court. The legal procedures not only require a lot of money and paperwork, but also it is very time consuming. For a poor person who is illiterate and incurring irregular income, it becomes really tough to go to the court and demand justice. You can see over the picture of labor is given, pulling and handcraft. For them, if any case is there, it is very difficult for them to go every now and then and spend money for that particular case. Keeping this fact in mind, the Supreme Court announced the provision of the public interest litigation in the year 1980. With this, the Supreme Court has made an effort that maximum people can reach up to court for justice. Any individual or institution can file a case on behalf of the people from the deprived classes. If any fundamental rights are being violated, then a citizen can appeal straight in the High Court or the Supreme Court without going to the Taluka court or district court. Directly the people can go and file a case in High Court or the Supreme Court. After 1980, PIL was used to bring justice to many deprived sections of the society. For example, PIL were filed to free laborers for inhuman labor or to release the prisoners from the jail in Bihar after their term of punishment was over. The midday meal program launched in the government-aided school too is an outcome of one such PIL. If the Supreme Court finds an PIL regarding fundamental rights and or its implementation inappropriate, then the court may punish the person, group of people, or to that particular institution.